This teaching from the beginning sees any kind of thing that you've taken yourself to be, whether it's an ego, a personality, or whatever it is just another point of view and awareness. There's nothing that needs to be changed. All points of view, no matter what they are completely equal, whether it's the pain body or the awareness body. There's no special state one's trying to get into. There's no special state like stillness that one is trying to get into. Everything is equal in the basic space of awareness. So you see teachings that state that there is an ego are all within cause and effect in time and space, even though they may talk about non-duality and point to it. Just by stating that there is something called an ego that is a solid and stable identity or a pain body or whatever it is, it gives that a sense of existence, which it doesn't have. It's just a point of view. We hardly ever think about ourselves as being somebody. So this personal identity, it's just like all of these assumptions that we rarely think about. It's an assumption we have that most people have. And so because there's common agreement, everyone thinks that it's true. But when we rest as awareness, it's easy to see that we hardly ever think about being somebody, that rather we always are this wide open spaciousness, this wide open vast awareness. And then, once in a while we might clamp down on this idea of being somebody. But it's not something that's ever been held in place anywhere. It isn't located anywhere. It's never dwelled anywhere. It's always been completely identityless and insubstantial. So if we're taking it to be something substantial that we need to get rid of, when there's nothing there to get rid of, then it's a teaching that occurs within cause and effect, a certain cause that will lead to an effect. I'm just saying there are two kinds of teachings. One that that occurs within cause and effect and focuses on getting into a certain state, like stillness or emptiness or living in an impersonal way or whatever it might be. These are some of the popular ones nowadays. And then there is resting as awareness in which everything is absolutely equal, where nothing needs to change and there's nothing that needs to be done about anything, and where there isn't awareness that's watching an object. So nowadays, what I see is that many people are able to have an experience of awareness, but that awareness is like the awareness of a cat watching a mouse. So there's awareness that is observing what appears within it. And there actually is that experience of all points of view being contained within awareness. But that is vastly different than the complete resolution of all points of view in the basic space of awareness. That is not a state. And there's nothing to keep in place, not stillness or anything else. Whatever is appearing, no matter what it is just timelessly free. There's no specific way of being. And there's an outpouring of tremendous benefit that is all-inclusive. So, whereas I think it's very important for people to be introduced to the idea of awareness, that can be pointed to, I think it's also very important for people to realize the complete fulfillment of that, whatever it is. What's really tremendous about this realization of the potent benefit of timeless wisdom is that it's so freeing that all beliefs are set aside in a very fluid way. So even the beliefs of today or what's said doesn't have to be the same thing as what's said tomorrow. And, this is a very, very important time. The fluidity of everything as it is so perfectly manifested in so many things we see today. Nothing has ever been stuck anywhere. And, just like the internet shows, nothing has ever been stuck anywhere, not even identity or not even the internet. It's never been stuck anywhere. It's just a continuous opening, a very malleable, fluid, vital responsiveness. And it's one that is filled with life, tremendously filled with life. So wherever these wisdom powers of potent benefit are present, there is a tremendous energy of openness and connection and benefit that is never restrained in any way, that never even in any subtle way takes itself to be something. So this is so important. We need this so much today. We don't just need to say we need it. We actually need to be what is needed to respond to the difficult problems, Just to say we need a better place to live is one thing, but to actually have many people displaying these wisdom powers of potent benefit guarantees that it will come about. And that, that wisdom power of potent benefit, it's inseparable from everyone, no matter who they are. So it's not a special thing. Belongs to everyone. One of the things about personal identity that's so interesting is that when we believe in our points of view, then we substantialize ourselves through those points of view. And we say, I'm a self, and then everybody else is an other. So I substantialize myself with my points of view, and then I look at everyone else as being their points of view. And that automatically places us in competition with each other. So there's the substantialization of self through points of view, and then that self competes with others to try to show the abilities of their points of view as being better than the other one. So you see, when we just rest as awareness, then it's easy to see that everything is perfect just the way it is. And, whatever beings need is freely given. There's no need to get into these bipartisan ways of looking at things. Every week, I think I have my favorite word, and it's bipartisan this week. Because there's so much bipartisan conduct these days, isn't there? Between people, yeah. All based on points of view. Two-sided, my side and your side. No need to be afraid of the self and its disappearance because it never appeared. You see, you've operated quite nicely without a self all along. You just have an idea that there's something solid and stable there. But you see, there never has been, so there's nothing to get rid of. And there's no special state to get into either. Your awareness has always been wide open and spacious. It's always been completely inseparable from everything else that appears, whether it's you or anyone else or anything else. So you see, there's nothing to get to understand. You just rest as awareness, get more and more familiar with that complete ease of being that's naturally present everywhere. All that has labels, no matter what it is. So you could take any word in the dictionary is a point of view appearing within the complete equalness of timeless awareness. So all points of view, no matter what they are equal. Once we say that there is something that is a special something, then we're saying it's not equal to everything else. Do you see what I'm saying? So if we say that there's a special entity or whatever it is, then all of a sudden, then we have to write a philosophy book and have a lot of other belief systems. But when we keep it very, very simple, and this is very easy for people to understand today because we have so many contemporary metaphors that are like space, pure space, and people have a lot of knowledge about space. It's easy to see that everything occurs within space and that everything is comprised of space. The internet is another incredible metaphor that we have today. It's easy to see that we really are bodiless and that we're able to communicate in a bodiless way, a formless way. So you see, we have many metaphors today with software, with all this code within one thing. It's easy for us to understand that we've been programmed with our points of view, but that we're not a victim of these points of view. They're just free. They're free information in space. They're within the vast expanse of space, always timelessly free. The vast expanse of timeless awareness is the wholly positive ground of being. And that another term for that is beneficial. So everything about this expanse of being is pervaded with beneficial intent, in that anything that appears is an appearance of it. So what is an appearance of the wholly positive? What is an appearance of beneficial intent is beneficial intent. Our choice is whether we realize that or not. When we rest as awareness, we recognize everything that appears as an appearance of that wisdom, as an appearance of that benefit. So say that, I don't know if this is the case with you, but you have had a problem with anger, and once in a while it comes up. For most people, we've been angry, so it's you probably have been too. It comes up, and then you try to make something out of it. In other words, you say, oh, that's so-and-so's fault, or it's because my mother and father did something to me when I was a kid, or it's the fault of that institution or that political figure, whatever it is. Then that's dualistic elaboration. But if the anger comes up and in the direct encounter with the anger, there's rest as awareness, not splitting off from the anger like a cat watching a mouse, but awareness as the basic space of that anger. See, there's never been a personal identity. So whenever a point of view appears, that's the appearance of awareness. It is an awareness somewhere else looking at the point of view. So in that moment that is recognized as a wisdom appearance, as awareness, then its benefit is obvious and its benefit is experienced directly in your own being. And so that benefit is the benefit of the vast expanse. When it's embodied in a human being, and it's recognized and acknowledged, it becomes tremendously potent. And how does it become potent? Its full evidence is potent in that it doesn't have any conventional beliefs about anything. You know, it doesn't have any conventions that it needs to participate in. It has a freewheeling way of providing benefit that isn't ever fixed in any way. It's completely free in all ways of states. Whatever is appearing, it is. So it doesn't require anything other than what it is. Absolutely, just to be is beneficial in itself. And the more one is, so to speak, just resting as awareness. And then, of course, there comes a point where there's that rest without trying to do so, the great equanimity of everything. Once that self-benefit is so obvious, it just flows out into benefit for the whole. It can't be stopped. The vast expanse is the beneficial whole. And when we abide as that, when we're embodied as that, then that benefit becomes obvious in our own life and everything we're doing, no matter what it is. We live in an entirely new way. The document you're reading is called The Most Important Choice. And what it describes are two ways of being. One is non-recognition of awareness. And non-recognition of awareness is to take the points of view to be real and then just play one's entire life with all those points of view. Recognition of awareness is to rest as the awareness aspect of the point of view and recognize that the point of view has these two aspects. Its vivid appearance and its basic space of awareness. The vivid appearance, whatever it is always changing, but the awareness is awareness is inseparable from whatever point of view appears. And we're either lost in the point of view or gone beyond an awareness.